is our champion.
And MMA is your BlizzCon GSL
Is our four-time GSL champion.
Harding is the world champion.
SOS is the WCS StarCraft II world champion.
Give it up for SOS!
Give it up for Beyond, your BlizzCon 2016 StarCraft World Champion! GG! He has done it! Rogue is your 2017 WCS World Champion!
And that is it!
GG!
Dark is finally a world champion of StarCraft II. Unbelievable, he has done it.
Winner is going to be your Intel Extreme Masters 2021 World Champion.
Serral finally getting his IEM victory. It took a couple of tries, but he makes it to the finals. He gets tested to Game 7, and he actually...
But Oliveira takes it! Oliveira is the world champion! Katowice, give it up for Oliveira! He is your Intel Extreme Masters World Champion!
It's over. Flynn is your world champion, defeating Serral 5-0, taking home $400,000.
Doubling the prize money he's won, beating the greatest player in the world for the last 6 years. Clem has done it. He's brought Terran to another level and is your new world champion.
In 2 hours, Blizzard will announce their new game at this stage.
대신 입장권을 첨부해 주시기 바랍니다. 다시 한번 최종 경기장에서
What game will it be?
I don't know.
I think it's going to be like Warcraft Fighter 35 or something like that.
Well, I'm thinking because of where we are, I think it's got to be StarCraft II. You know, I don't think they want to compete with themselves with another MMO, and StarCraft II is just a part of the culture here. It's just, you know, gaming is a big part of the culture. StarCraft is probably the premier title even all these years later, so I'd argue for that.
I'm thinking it's going to be StarCraft II. Probably an RTS. I'm hoping for an MMORPG, or a mix between the two, but most likely it's going to be just an RTS, which is still totally fine. I'm thinking it's going to be that because of where we're at for the announcement, which is Korea, which, you know, is a huge following for RTS, StarCraft in general. Also because, you know, it's been 10 games since the original 10 years since the original came out, so I mean it's about time we saw another one, and I think that that's probably what it's going to be.
What game will it be?
I can't say that just yet. You'll have to wait and see. I'm sorry.
세계 블리자드 팬들을 위한 축제 2007 블리자드 월드와이드 인비테이션.
Hello and welcome to the 2007 Blizzard Worldwide Invitational. Without further ado, it is my honor to present to you Blizzard's newest game.
여러분, 블리자드의 새로운 게임을 소개합니다.
Convict 626. Murderer. Pirate. Traitor. They go free. But, as you'll soon learn, even freedom has a price.
Combat suit sealed and locked.
You'll carry your prison with you. That armor will be your new cell. Make no mistake. War is coming. With all its glory. And all its horror. Mr. Findley, your freedom awaits.
드디어 올 것이 왔군.
Pretty exciting stuff, huh?
여러분 정말 굉장하죠?
StarCraft was one of the first games, I think, that was very successful in esports. You know, it was kind of surprising, I think, when you go back, I don't know, let's say 15 years even before StarCraft, and starting to see, you know, professional gamers that would play games like Quake and would earn money actually playing that game. And when StarCraft rolled around, I think it took it really to the next level, especially overseas in Korea. So with StarCraft II, we knew we really had to make sure that we supported that community. And we really have taken our time with the multiplayer and with the game balance to make sure that when you make a game that's really going to be considered almost baseball 2.0, you know, we really want to make sure that it lives up to that legacy.
Multiplayer was a really, really huge aspect of StarCraft 1. If anything, I would actually probably say that is the biggest aspect of StarCraft 1. And trying to take that success and transfer into StarCraft 2, you know, obviously first and foremost, we needed to make sure that gameplay is there, that we have the core mechanics of StarCraft 1, of, you know, resourcing, of making units, of queuing and having a food cap, and all those small intricacies of having micromanagement and also having, you know, macro management. And the fact that those two kind of conflict and you need to choose, you know, you have, to explain that a little bit, you have, you know, 1,000 different things you could be doing in any given second, and you only have the mental capacity to do about 500 of them. And, you know, to always have the ability to choose of what you want to do.
Keeping units interesting and unique is tricky, especially with 3 races that are completely different. There are certain mechanics that we actually try not to bleed over into different races. We try and focus on one race to help give that race a certain identity.
So in StarCraft II, we definitely make sure that we have those dynamics. But beyond that, you know, we're bringing you new units. We're taking out some of the older units in StarCraft 1 that either the roles were a little bit soft or that they weren't used as much, and trying to bring some really interesting and cool dynamics. For instance, like a Stalker. It's a basic mechanical unit that can shoot ground, it can shoot air. However, it now has the versatility of a blink ability that gives it a short-range teleport. So you can use it kind of offensively and chasing units. You can use it defensively and jumping across chasms, or you know, even if you have vision up a cliff, you can use your guys to bypass someone's entire choke and just move up a cliff, and then you can move around the backside and surprise them. So there's some really, really cool dynamics.
We're very proud of the work we've done, and we think we've come a long way from the original days when we were first releasing and talking about this game in Korea in 2007. And we think we've really hit a really exceptional experience, and hopefully the fans will agree. When it comes to story mode, when it comes to the campaign, we've got some very unique missions, some very intense storylines, a lot of very exciting moments for these characters, and some really epic battles all over, Dominion space, all over the Corpula sector, which will hopefully sort of show StarCraft players a vision of the StarCraft universe they've never really seen before. On the multiplayer side, we think we've made a lot of great steps to create an experience that not only harkens to the legacy of the original StarCraft, but also creates a lot of new tactics and a lot of new strategies will hopefully challenge players, just for years and years to come.
I'm really excited to have StarCraft II coming out tonight. It's going to be a very exciting night for us.
We have a global gaming culture around Blizzard, and we're launching in more countries than ever before.
We're really just enthusiastic to finally get it out and see what the fans think of our efforts on StarCraft II.
Really excited. Been waiting for this game for 11 years.
StarCraft is the biggest game of the universe. I came all the way from South Africa for the launch. I declare the Global StarCraft II League open.
We have an engagement here. Looks like Ranking Prime is trying to sneak up and take the rocks down. And MVP had his playbook.
A little bit of a blunder here, Tasteless. Losing all those Hydras. That's it. GG.
That is it.
OGSMC Jungmin Joel is our first two-time champion in the GSL, our only Protoss champion ever. That's it. He has just destroyed July 3rd.
We have a champion.
Oh my God.
Two-time champion, Nesty. Unbelievable. This guy is off the, he's done it. We were all asking ourselves.
딸깍딸깍. 이 방에서 나는 소리의 대부분. 요한 씨는 오늘도 어김없이 연습 중입니다. 중요한 날인 만큼 가연 씨도 방문했습니다. 요한 씨의 여자친구죠.
연습하고 있나 봐요. 대답 안 해요.
게임에 집중하느라 인사도 못 나누네요.
아는 척도 안 해요.
그냥 지켜만 봅니다. 왜냐하면 오늘이 스타크래프트 2의 본선 경기, 그 첫 번째 날이기 때문이죠. 퍽 오랜만일 겁니다.
Lim boxer Yo Hwan. He became one of the most popular professionals for his creativity, innovative strategies, and over-the-top micromanagement. With his insane skills, he turned the Terran race from the weakest faction into a winner's choice, revolutionizing the way the Terrans are being played and inventing strategies still used today.
스포츠는 몰라도 이묘한은 알고 스타크래프트는 몰라도 이묘한은 알고 그것이 가능했었거든요. 이묘한이 뛰는 대회가 e스포츠 대회고 이묘한이 뛰는 종목이 e스포츠 종목이고 이묘한이 뛰는 장면을 방송하는 데가 게임 방송국이에요. 그 말 그대로 그냥 아이콘이었으니까요.
그랬던 그가 신인으로 돌아왔습니다. 현역 프로게이머로서는 최고령 선수. 누구는 괜한 짓을 한다 하고 누구는 황제의 귀환을 기대한다 합니다. 어린 친구들과 함께 예선전을 치르며 아무도 가지 않은 길을 가려 하는 요한 씨. 요한 씨, 대체 왜 다시 시작하려 하나요?
전 소속 그 게임단에서 진짜 후하게 선수도 아닌데 코치로서의 그런 안정된 그런 제안을 했거든요. 근데도 전 일단은 제가 욕심에 아직 약속을 지키고 싶고 게임을 계속 하고 싶고 결정적인 이유는 제가 아직 선수 생활을 더 하고 싶다는 거. 그 전에 30대 프로게이머로서 성공할 수 있는 모습을 보여준다는 거. 그 한 가지와 그리고 팬들은 제가 코치로서 그냥 조용히 살아가는 것보다 아직은 할 수 있다는 모습을 보여주는 그런 걸 더 원하는 걸 알았어요.
Guess who? It's time! There are so many people here. This has to be against some sort of fire code.
Yes, this is, there he is.
BoxeR!
Slayer's BoxeR.
Achievement, StarCraft I legend. I like that. He is the man, the myth, the legend. This is Imyoan. This is BoxeR. He is considered by many the most influential, and you know what? Screw it. He is the most influential esports figure in the history of the game. No doubt about that. I mean, you know, there's so much I can actually say about him, but let me say this, and there's going to be so many people on a certain forum that I read that say something like, oh, I got to change my pants, I can't believe it, oh my God. BoxeR said that the most impressive player to him in StarCraft II is TLO. Bam!
Big, famous non-Korean StarCraft player, TLO. BoxeR was inspired by his play. Now he's here, he's switched over. He's done with StarCraft I.
Yeah.
Upgrade complete. Slayer's BoxeR
Upgrade complete. I
is
like that.
now here in StarCraft II.
It's about time.
Center right corner. We have the one, the only.
Slayer's BoxeR.
That's right, Slayer's BoxeR. Actually playing StarCraft II. Down here at the south, obviously the underdog here. Obviously not as well known. We have
Happiness.
And by the way, oh, go ahead. It's out now.
Oh, he's going for it, but Fox has a lot of ground units here. He's going to have to land those after he kills all the Vikings. And BoxeR, are you going to be able to hold this? A lot of SCVs coming in, and down go the Vikings, but still so many siege tanks for BoxeR. And BoxeR cleans up. Beautiful hold there on his campaign. GG, the legend, takes the first game.
Unbelievable play there by BoxeR. Slayer.
3판 2선 승제. 조금은 안심할 수 있는 상황. 그러나 곧바로 두 번째 세트가 시작됩니다.
Here comes a drop over here.
Oh no, he is in so much trouble. Even sieging a tank. Oh, Happiness is in so much trouble. He has so few units at this point. We may even be seeing a GG pretty quickly here.
The Emperor has spoken. Slayer's BoxeR counterattack drop here, but nothing.
GG. BoxeR is victorious. Wow. Damn. Wow. That was some convincing play. I mean, I have to say, he just crushed that kid. And look at BoxeR, he's like, yeah, kids, I'm back.
팬들의 기대에 걸맞게 어렵지 않게 32강전에 진출한 임요한 선수. 상대 선수의 부스를 찾아가 악수를 청합니다. 요한 씨의 독특한 매너입니다.
I believe we're going to go to Slayer's BoxeR first. There he is. Now this guy, esports wouldn't be esports without this guy. He's the most influential professional gamer of all time.
Yes.
He was kind of the one that figured out the game. He played it StarCraft as if he was a Harlem Globetrotter, just completely running circles around his opponent. One of the originals, they call him the Emperor. He is Slayer's BoxeR. Now here's OGS Nada. This guy has quite a record of being the most stable pro gamer of all time.
Yeah.
He's always been in top 30 with, I think, the exception of one period where he lulled out.
스타크래프트 1의 전성기. 두 사람은 최고의 나날을 보냈습니다. 황제와 천재로 불리는 둘의 경기는 가장 뜨거운 한판승이었습니다. 박빙의 승부는 언제나 관중을 끌어모았고 그 둘은 언제나 팬들을 실망시키지 않았습니다. 그랬던 두 선수가 스타크래프트 2로 전향해 경기를 치르는 것입니다.
In the red, they call him the Emperor. One of the most, if not the most influential esports player of all time.
Slayer's BoxeR.
Almost didn't get that out. In the blue, we'll hold that thought. Here's a shot. Whoa, see, I'm raising my hands doing that. In the blue, we have easily the most stable pro gamer of all time, a legend.
OGS Nada.
So many people.
The Marines. Nice kiting. A little bit of a miskite there, but BoxeR not always has more reason he thinks he's gonna have.
He's gonna lose it.
Oh my God!
Oh my God. Oh.
And Nada kills that first Banshee.
It's in a little bit under a second to reach energy point. And he scans, escapes, but more Marines. He should be out of sight. And he does use a second one.
Oh, far too late.
Scan.
And Nada gonna roll him over.
Here we go,
There he goes, stimming in. BoxeR realizes he's in trouble. The SCVs come out, but will it be enough? These Marines have 6 DPS. There go the Marauders, killing the Siege Tank, and down goes BoxeR's economy. Out come more SCVs. He may end up killing this army, but at what cost?
His control is really good here, both of them, but he's losing too many SCVs. These SCVs and mules aren't mining too, by the way.
That's right. Now we have to take a look at the unit counts. It is 31 SCVs for Nada, 22 for BoxeR. All right, now BoxeR's sieging up in position here.
Uh-oh, he can hit the location where the tanks are over here.
Oh, look at this. He's going to siege up into the main base of BoxeR. And BoxeR is going to be in a lot of trouble. Siege is a tank behind there. He's going to have to move these buildings on the edge, though. Oh, look at that. A siege tank going down. BoxeR coming in with some siege tanks in his dropship. Oh, and Nada takes out that siege tank. Beautiful move. Sieging on the high ground as well. And just action from all sides here. Amazing play by Slayer's BoxeR, dropping his Marines and dropping his Marauders on top of those. But here we go. BoxeR nothing at home right now. And Nada looks like he's going to pull ahead a little bit. But BoxeR, he has plans of his own. Oh, look at this little Marine attack. Kills the siege tank. The SCV's trying to get up, but no, he's got great positioning. BoxeR has one force left. He has to do something with it because Nada's attack on BoxeR's main is not something he can stop.
And that something is this. He's going to siege up and try to hit the structures over here, the barracks.
Oh no, do we not have a medevac dropship over there for BoxeR?
Nobody scans, he has vision now.
Still, it looks like he just cannot come back from here. Nada is in his main base, killing his stuff. BoxeR doing so much with so little. Nada macroing like crazy.
One Banshee on the way.
Oh my.
I think he's going to try to do some surprising stuff with the Banshee. Remember, the Terran may be pressured into, actually, if this gets killed, he's not going to have any scans, really, with the exception of this. And with no Orbital and no Raven, one Cloak Banshee can actually do so much damage.
Yeah, 2 can do even more.
Marines walking away.
Command center gone. He needs to save this. He needs to save this.
And he is.
If he doesn't repair this. Yes, he is now repairing
this point. And
Nada's got this now. This is over.
And as Box loses, we're going to see a GG. Wow. That game was worthy of BoxeR vs Nada.
That's what you get when you get players of this caliber.
이 게임은 요한 씨의 스타크래프트 2 첫 패배였습니다. 가연 씨가 지켜보질 못합니다.
나 도저히 못 서 있겠어 지금 현기증.
저기 현기증 나요?
네, 어지러워서. 네.
서 있지도 못할 만큼 긴장된 순간. 한 세트를 졌으니 이번엔 더 이겨야 합니다.
He lose it as well.
So far, pretty nice control. Actually, shooting this gun turret down here, that was a waste. Blunder by Nada.
A little bit. And BoxeR still getting a lot of damage on. His Banshee doing a lot better than Nada's. Oh!
It's like solo.
Oh my
God, it's still alive.
And 9 kills, 10 kills, 10 kills. And here we go. Nada's going to seem to be like, uh-oh. Here he comes back up, but his expansion is in trouble.
I don't know if he can recover this.
Yeah, it looks like Nada, you better lift that, Nada, and he does. But the Viking is there to scout. And look at this, Marines running in, Nada losing so many units. Look at that supply, 127 against 100. BoxeR way ahead in supply. Nada's trapped.
Nada's boxed in completely.
Yeah, Nada's trapped with absolutely, look at that, just no way this is.
I think he might tap out, say GG any second now. Here we go.
Here come the SCVs though, very good against Marauders. BoxeR sieging up, gonna want to target siege tanks. Can Nada break through here with his SCVs? Doesn't look like it.
And there it is, GG. Nada tried to escape, he couldn't. Too many units there, what an exciting game. Nada comes back and bashes Slayer's, or rather, Slayer's BoxeR comes back and bashes Nada in that game.
1대1 승부는 원전. 윤열 씨가 상의를 벗었습니다. 황제와 천재 단 한 사람만이 오늘의 승자가 될 수 있습니다. 그리고 드디어 3세트가 시작됩니다.
Last one, it does 24 damage with splash. So, I mean, 3 of them just targeting will just knock down anything. And here it comes, the Banshee flying out. And it looks like they will not cross paths. This is going to be gross. This is going to be gross. And just Marines out. Picks up that one that was in front, moves it behind so that nothing happens. And I think we may have to see a GG pretty quickly here. This is like unlimited things dying. Still has all 4 of them. No, not anymore. Well, now he's 2. But still, he has killed so much at this point. It's just pretty sick.
Marines damaging everything over here. One Viking is dropped. Taking out even more SCVs, picked up again. This Banshee with 9 kills.
But we should see a Thor popping out.
Tanks are on siege mode. He's breached the main.
Yeah, this is not looking good, though. I think BoxeR's going to be able to hold this off pretty easily. He has a lot of siege tanks.
Here we go.
And for some reason, not sieged at the moment. Could be because he doesn't have siege mode.
He does take out one Thor.
He's going to take out that other Thor. And at the same time, Tasteless, that Banshee has 21 kills. Nada doing nothing to try to stop 23 kills. Nada at this point, not able to GG. BoxeR goes up 2-1. Making it look easy against Nada. Who does that?
Nada just got bopped.
I mean, those blue Hellions actually killed so much, but Nada, he dealt so poorly with that Banshee harassment.
Yeah. Well, I think he thought, oh, okay, he has a Banshee in my base. I don't think he was aware of the second command center. I think he thought he was actually going to go in there and just kill him off. Because you send the Thors and the SCVs, you can just move in there, maybe kill him off, but it was not enough. We have in the red at the bottom left, dominating that last game. Good offense, good defense he is.
In your one, Slayer's BoxeR.
And the fans and the commentators go wild. In the blue, we have the most solid pro gamer of all time.
And that ghost is going to be really late. This is actually pre-BoxeR timing. He runs
He backed
in and
away.
then backs away.
I think he's assuming it's going to be a Reaper.
Yeah, and the Reaper, of course, with that Marine would out-micro that quite easily.
I bet now it's like...
I know. If he just kept going, that ghost has a while before he's out of there.
And snipe
And
on the
will he
Banshee.
get it?
I think it's going to get away.
No, that gets away. Flies. over the
Flies
moon. Looks like
to
he's
this
going to
point.
float down first.
Taking this location here.
And it looks like Nod is going to transition into completely normal Terran versus Terran. 2 reactor barracks and 2 tech lab factories. Siege tank Marine. See if he can't get good positioning on BoxeR.
You get contained on this map, it's pretty tough. Slayer's Boxers, command center's on the move now. Going to land. He may actually try to target fire the tank here.
And sniping away the Marines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Marauder's doing a lot of damage there. Taking out that siege tank while everything else gets sniped. Cool play by Nada. And bringing out his SUVs. He realizes something's wrong. Moves out, wants to take out some siege tanks if he possibly can. And
nice sniping.
Beautiful snipes right there. Those ghosts.
He's landed here inside this expansion, but the tanks of Nada are going to take it out.
And a nuke being made for Nada finally.
Oh, smart. He can get a contain up here, nuke, and force the tanks to unsiege, kind of pull a TLO, and push him back inside the main.
Here comes the nukes.
He has to unsiege. This may cause him to cancel the nuke and now move in. Does he do it? Does he do it? Does he do it?
No, he's going to let it land. And now is the time to move in. But BoxeR stims, runs out, and he may be able to actually take out Nada's army here. Very nice moves by both players, and it looks like BoxeR may barely clean this up.
BoxeR currently kind of trapped right now.
Yeah, and another nuke on the Viking Flower. Isn't it beautiful?
Is he not going to move it? Okay. He's actually almost in range of his own nuke. He needs to move back. Is that going to hit anything of his? No.
Oh, he knows the range of that quite well. Does gain him a little bit of position.
Here he goes, though. The battle's just started.
Can he break through? And he might be able to. There's a lot of Marauders, but here come a ton of Marines. Oh, no. It looks like BoxeR may be able to break through.
No, actually, I think if he can land these Vikings in the siege tanks, he doesn't do that, though. Wow. Actually, the Marauders and Marines coming up there.
BoxeR looks like he wants to go in. Nada, could this be it? Could BoxeR be taking him out? Not as good siege tank positions here, but so many units from BoxeR.
This might just be a kill. It looks like BoxeR's going to win this.
Yeah, it does. Wow, BoxeR taking out Nada with flair and style.
Oh my God, what a game we've seen here. Recommend this game to your friends, guys. They don't have the premium service. $20.
GG. BoxeR slays Nada.
Oh,
he is so happy there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, you can tell how happy he is.
Oh, yes. That was awesome.
Oh, listen to this.
The crowd is going crazy. We should get some barbed wire around our desk here so that he doesn't get attacked during the interview.
I know, man. It's going to be crazy.
가장 먼저 가연 씨와 기쁨을 나눕니다. 요한 씨, 기분이 어떠세요?
아, 무서운 것 같아요.
긴장이 이제야 풀리는 요한 씨.
아까 눈물이 지금 날 뻔했는데 결승전을 위해 참았어요. 그냥 윤열이랑 하는 게 결승전 같았어요. 같이 원에서 투로 넘어온 동료이기도 하고 라이벌이기도 하고 진짜 이 선수까지는 이겨야 내가 투로 넘어온 거에 대해서 그 시작이 첫 걸음이 첫 단추가 잘 꿰매어지는 게 아닌가 그런 생각을 하면서 게임을 했기 때문에 이겼을 때 정말 너무 기뻐서 날뛰었던 거고
비슷한 선수로 전혀 들리지는 않지만 사람이 일감이라는 것이 있어서 워낙 일반인들과
요한 씨의 컨디션이 썩 좋아 보이질 않습니다.
이상한 거죠?
재밌게 경기를 하고 있기 때문에 스타크래프트에 대한 재미에 대해서 많은 분들이
어렵게 스타크래프트 2로 전향을 했는데 지켜보는 사람의 마음이 녹록지 않습니다.
These two aren't any slouches. It's Slayer's BoxeR himself against Nesty. Oh my God, OMG, WTF, LOL, ROFL. This is amazing, Tasteless.
LMAO, you are correct. I can't believe that we are here with these two guys duking it out. Now, Nesty, definitely the underdog, definitely not the fan favorite. But he does have quite a reputation behind him as well. He's one of the oldest StarCraft I Korean professional gamers. In the red, at the top right side of the map, the Emperor himself, the most famous pro gamer of all time. He is the one, the only.
Pt.1, Slayers Boxer.
Up here at the top left, he was known as Zergbong, living in the shadows of other players who were more accomplished than him in StarCraft I, but here he is against the Emperor himself. His name is...
Nesty.
Good job, Tasteless.
Whoa, that came...
GG, and Nesty moves on to the grand finals. Look at him, he is overjoyed. The greatest thing that has ever happened to him in his illustrious, or not so illustrious so far, esports career.
Unbelievable. 4-0.
Oh my
Medivac
God.
floating.
Watch this, he's gonna drop all over the mech army. This is gonna be so sick cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Slayer's BoxeR. You are the funnest player ever.
He's moving out. He unsieges. He may siege up again, but when he sees that many Vikings, he's gonna have to land the Vikings.
He is indeed, and here come the Medivacs!
Oh my God!
Oh, dropping all over those siege shanks, just crushing through. Slayer's BoxeR has out-strategized Chauncey completely. I mean, the BCs have so much health. He's just pushing, man. He's like, all right, let's do it.
Oh my God.
And what was it? Where's his Archons? He needs to get those in there.
He cut down the Archons before it was time.
And the Void Rays come out. And Archon goes in. Archon goes in. Get in there. Oh my God, what are we seeing? This is madness in the Acuraculous army. Oh, the BCs are all going down. I can't believe what I just saw.
这啥东西啊？这什么东西啊？不，这啥东西啊？打出火气了？哎，他造个农民家造水晶。对呀。啊，这都算到了？他妈，你真想得到？想不到，想不到。把引刀已经在刷了，我靠！这盘真的服了，没办法，8个G，而且帮你绝逼是第一次碰到作战了，GG。
열흘 뒤 GSL 세 번째 시즌이 시작됐습니다. 무려 1,500명의 신청자가 몰렸습니다. 요한 씨도 한 달 전처럼 신인처럼 다시 예선전을 치릅니다.
Lee Sedol is the world champion, but still not good enough to win the challenge against a computer. He's 3-1 down in a best-of-5 series.
Sedol is black and Alpha is white.
I've never really felt such intense pressure before. Today is my failure and not that of humanity's.
기본기가 잘 돼 있네요.
굉장히 놀라운 점은 우리가 생각했던 바둑에 있어서 창의성도 결국은 어느 정도의 틀 안에 있지 않았었나. 바둑계에 상당한 변화를 줄 수 있는 그런 생각이 들고
그걸로도 이겼어? 그걸로도 이겼으면은 참 불편하네요.
Unfortunately for Lee Sedol, I think White might have a slight advantage here.
For decades, progress in AI has been measured by how well we've succeeded in playing the games that humans play. We've already created systems that can learn to master chess and Go, and many people view StarCraft as the next grand challenge for the AI community.
Have you ever seen footage of those vast e-tournaments where an entire arena of dedicated fans excitedly watches on in support of highly skilled players sat on stage in their gaming chairs, armed only with a keyboard, a mouse and a computer screen? Well, chances are they are playing something like StarCraft II, created by the American video game developer Blizzard Entertainment. It is a monumentally tricky tactical game where you play as one of 3 races, the enigmatically named Zerg, Protoss or Terrans. Your field of view of the simulated game is limited by a moving camera that you have to operate, and so there's no way to see everything at once. Often you can't see your opponent at all.
Months ago, we made an explicit choice to try and scale up and speed up the StarCraft project. The way we went about that was to have different versions of the agent compete against each other on something we call the AlphaStar League. This one learning to beat that one, this one learning to beat that one, and that leads them to improve rapidly over time and discover new strategies.
The way it played, you could see it was getting it. StarCraft has imperfect information and is played in real time. It also requires long-term planning and the ability to choose what action to take from millions and millions of possibilities.
Meet Oriol Vignals, a research scientist at DeepMind. He is an ex-pro StarCraft player and co-leads the StarCraft effort at DeepMind.
Humans found it interesting, so that means it's an interesting game that challenges intelligence and creativity in ways that we like, that we spend many hours playing.
So how good is the AI at the moment then? How well can it play StarCraft?
It's better than any AI anyone has ever built, and it obviously has learned from experience, not from someone knowing the game and encoding some set of rules. This is, one of the most complicated games we've ever tackled. It's challenging kind of our understanding and our algorithms quite a bit. Look at Danny, he looks nervous. We were able to beat Danny, the best DeepMind StarCraft II player. That definitely exceeded expectations.
The next step is we're going to book in a pro to play. I think there's nothing better than, a big external test like that to focus the mind.
The DeepMind team decided to see how good their work in progress really was by inviting 2 of the world's best StarCraft II players to take on their own algorithm. Your commentators are Dan Stemkowski, aka Artosis, and Kevin van der Kooi, aka Rotterdam.
Well, first of all, it's really awesome to be here together with you, Dan. We're both, I think, incredibly excited to see how this evening unfolds.
This is just so exciting that DeepMind is doing all this.
Taking on AlphaStar in this benchmarking match is German champion Dario Wunsch, better known as TLO.
And it seems like TLO will get the job done here in the end. He's going to drop Banelings on everything. The Immortals get their shields propped. Nothing else comes through here. Not enough force fields to stop TLO from steamrolling over everything on the ground.
Our goal is not just to defeat these players. Our goal is to do it in the right way.
How are you feeling?
Good. I'm a little nervous because unlike a human player, AlphaStar can see the whole map at once. But we spoke with TLO and created as level a playing field as is currently possible.
In particular, AlphaStar can't react quicker than a human player can, nor can it execute more actions, clicks per minute, than a human player.
All right. 2 seconds, guys.
All right, then. I'm so incredibly excited.
Oh, my God.
Like you've said multiple times, a lot of people here, they've seen this. We have no idea. I can't wait to really break down some PvP.
So this is AlphaStar. This is an AI that we don't know how good it is yet. And we'll go over some of the fine details of the game, but already we have some interesting things happening for a Protoss versus Protoss. You notice that up here?
TLO is making buildings right at that small choke point, that small ramp. This is a tactic that we use in Protoss vs. Protoss to make kind of a wall so that your opponent can't get into your base. But AlphaStar is skipping that altogether. It's just, I'm so interested right now because I see, for instance, TLO is making 2 Adepts.
Yep.
And this is the main reason why you'll make a wall at your ramp so that those Adepts can't come in and start to destroy your probes.
Nope. Even though the AlphaStar has created kind of a nice sim city, right? There's a little bit of a circle around the mineral line, so you can say that the workers are somewhat protected.
Well, right now we see the Adepts using their shade ability to get in here and start attacking probes. You see that TLO is already eliminating some of these workers. Now, AlphaStar is trying to target them down as best as he can, but this is pretty significant damage, I would say.
I must say this is a really interesting exchange.
TLO comes in again, is harassing more of those probes, killing them off, and I mean, I feel like it's a good position right now for TLO overall.
Yep, but it seems like his units are a little bit out of position to keep these 2 up. Look at the micro from AlphaStar, actually getting quite some damage done. I mean, that evens up the score.
Yeah. Well, the worker count we can see at the bottom right now, it's 24 workers for TLO and 25 for AlphaStar. So overall, I guess AlphaStar has recovered from the early game.
Yep. Normally losing 10 probes in a 4-minute and 25-second game, that's way too many. We'll say that that's too much damage. That's not, you know, you're not supposed to take that much damage. But this game is not over by any means. I love how AlphaStar is truly respecting the Oracle as well. It's like, knows there is an Oracle out, we'll just leave a couple stocks at home. But at the same time, still try to make something happen on the other side of the map. And this is actually kind of scary for TLO because, yeah, Phoenix is about to come out soon, but once again, this War Prism is going to allow AlphaStar to micro these units incredibly well. And I mean,
well, so far the micro's good. It's not like perfect micro that we're watching at the moment. But look at this, getting backwards, kind of kiting everything with these Stalkers, some good juggling going on. That Warp Prism's still alive, though very low on health.
Yeah, a couple of Stalkers are very low on health as well. Nice pickoff there on the Oracle. So both air units went down for TLO, but still has an expand. Is still trading out quite decently, I would say, in the middle of the map. This can actually get a little bit dicey.
You're quite right. Even though TLO right now has an economic advantage, having 2 bases to 1, I don't know that he's going to be able to hold this assault from AlphaStar.
I think this is maybe a moment where you can see that TLO is not a natural Protoss player, because I think the start was good for TLO, and I think there was time to be ready for this. It's still not over, but the army of TLO is very small compared to the army of AlphaStar.
Yeah, the TLO is in a dire position right now. These Stalkers just going in and out, dodging all the damage that TLO is trying to give to him, and kind of choosing when to take these battles. It feels to me like so far these attacks have been very well planned by AlphaStar.
And they're relentless. Does not stop. I mean, Tim said he was worried that perhaps the AlphaStar was going to be incredibly turtly. Well, it seems like the opposite. Turtling is a term we use for a player that just never attacks. I think it's safe to say that the AlphaStar is the opposite. It loves to attack.
Well, that is it. The GG is called. The good game here from TLO. And the first game from AlphaStar against a pro gamer goes to AlphaStar.
David Silver was there at ringside.
We have a team that's been working on this and ramping up our development over the last few months, and this represents a milestone where we actually for the first time saw an AI that was actually able to defeat a professional player.
Shall we have a quick word with our defeated challenger, TLO?
When I was practicing, most of the humans I played against played very standard StarCraft. Once again, I assumed after the first match I'll probably have a good idea how to play against this agent. I did not.
Incredibly, the system held up.
I was surprised how strong the agent was. I actually lost every single one of the 5 matches.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it.
Yeah?
Hey guys.
Hey.
It's a bit unfair, all you guys against me. Hopefully I'll get to have a rematch where I get to play my strongest race. Well, then I think I would beat it.
TLO is an amazing player, but he plays Zerg, and our Asians play Protoss for now.
With TLO, there was still that but at the end of it, but he's a Zerg player, and so now we've addressed that but.
I guess they need a Protoss specialist, and that's why I'm here.
I'm hoping for a 5-0, not to lose any games, but I think the realistic goal would be 4-1 in my favor.
I think he looks more confident than TLO. TLO was quite nervous before.
Obviously, I think the previous series comes as a little bit of a shock to us as well. I did not expect. No, I did not expect that. Liquid Mana is going for the 2 adepts, like TLO went for in the very first game that we saw as well. And normally, this is cute. All right, talking about proxies.
Yes, yes.
But normally you would say that the 2 adepts of Mana should be able to get quite a bit of damage done in the main base of AlphaStar.
This is what I would expect. Now, both sides of this look pretty normal so far. Proxying, putting buildings near your opponent's base in Protoss versus Protoss is a pretty common strategy. We see AlphaStar is doing that. It will probably be a Stargate. If it was a human, it would definitely be. Mana is going for a Stargate of his own in the main base. So this is very, very standard, of course, as Mana is a top player.
A gateway is not very uncommon either. This is something that is pretty familiar at very high level play as well. Building the gateway on the other side of the map. Ooh, is that 2 extra gateways? Okay, that's not something we see super often anymore.
This is kind of a funny thing about AlphaStar, though, is that AlphaStar always overmakes Probe, so the economy is not actually that bad.
No, but normally building 2 gateways on the other side of the map and it being scouted, this means that you are pretty committed to this build, as we like to call in StarCraft II, is that AlphaStar doesn't seem to fear ramps very much.
No.
Even though that's something that we do.
That's true, yeah.
We are very worried about going up ramps. In StarCraft II, there is no high ground vision, as we like to call. So the units on the low ground cannot see what is on top of a ramp unless you commit to it.
Yeah, they're just going to take free hits, and you can see those health bars going down for AlphaStar's Stalkers. Now, AlphaStar does have way more Stalkers here than Liquid Mana does, but with those shield batteries to heal them up a little bit, maybe Mana can hold on.
Force field is a little bit late on the side of Mana, but it's still pretty good as it splits this army in half. At the same time, an Oracle does go to town on all these workers on the left top side of the map, and it really, I think here you can see the difference. Ooh, okay, well that's actually a little bit scarier for Mana. A lot of these Stalkers entering the main base.
Well, this is not over yet. The Immortal pops out, but instantly targeted here by AlphaStar. Wow. Oh my gosh, AlphaStar could have enough units here to actually win this game.
The micro is really good so far. It's important that your Stalkers, the units from AlphaStar here, don't get surrounded by these probes, because Stalkers are very good, they're fast and mobile, but they're not very strong, they're not very tanky, so they can take too many hits. But this micro is very solid so far, and where things look perfect for Mana, it actually seems like AlphaStar is taking this first.
I thought I'm learning something.
Yes! Yes!
It's much better than I expected it to be.
Mana, I need to hear what you're thinking here, because that looked scary.
Yeah, AlphaStar, like, he's not scared about the ramp. So if I would be playing against a human player right there, nobody's going up that ramp.
I should point out, for those of you that play StarCraft, that these matches are taking place under professional match conditions on a competitive ladder map and without any game restrictions. This version of AlphaStar could see the whole of the game map at any one time, but otherwise played in a comparable way.
So this is a very nice visualization also prepared by the team after the matches, which essentially shows quite a few things. So here, starting on the top left, we see AlphaStar view. The game as it's focusing its attention on this area of the map. As Dave said, we don't have the notion of a camera, but it kind of focuses wherever you're seeing that screen on. And importantly and interestingly, AlphaStar observes or perceives the game only when it wants to act. So this arrow that appears and disappears, it means when it appears, it means now it's actually looking at what's going on. Then this kind of observation goes into what we call neural network. I must say these words here for kind of the machine learning people out there. These three sort of spheres that are kind of changing in color is actually what we call an LSTM, but let's not talk about that in the stream perhaps. So this is kind of a bit of the brain of AlphaStar, and it's what kind of it's deciding what to do. So after that, the arrow goes into kind of an important area of the screen, which is what actions should I take, right? The first, injecting the observations, thinking a little bit of the situation, and then we see kind of important points here. First is
what should you do? What action should you do? There are many actions in StarCraft. So we see, for instance, what buildings does it want to do? What units does it want to create? And that's kind of the little balls we see on here on at the bottom right. And also we see which locations it's considering issuing this action, right? So it's building a new unit, it's moving its kind of set of units around, and we can see kind of where it thinks it should be moving next. And last but not least is the outcome prediction, right? So AlphaStar requires to kind of gauge itself whether it's ahead or not. At this point in the game, clearly it thinks it's ahead, it's really confident it's gonna win. And if we analyze this game in terms of supply and how much units and economy, we would understand that, you know, AlphaStar here is actually ahead, although the game is not over. So that outcome prediction is kind of also a testament of like what is the agent perceiving the game. Should it push forward, should it retreat? Those decisions are so critical and so difficult to make as a pro. As you know, going back and forth, should you engage or not, these are actually what makes StarCraft a very hard challenge for AI. Because how are you going to hardcode rules that encode whether you should go up the ramp or not, as you were saying, right? So the solution we adopted is to not hardcode any rule at all. We let sort of this whole system that they've described learn by itself what is it going to be that AlphaStar should be doing at all times.
You know, after these games, Mana, yes, AlphaStar is up 2-0 against you, but it doesn't feel like these games were completely unwinnable for you, especially game number 1. As we were kind of going towards game number 3 here, were you losing hope? Did you have a new strategy, a new plan?
I was feeling more nervous than before. Obviously, I was very confident going into this. I lost game number 1. Let's say luckily or unluckily. It was a game that I could have won normally if it was a human player. Game number 2 was, I must say, it was a disaster for me. He dominated. I mean, the AlphaStar dominated me. Mm-hmm. And going into game 3, I was like, yep, this is the time that I need to turn it around.
Okay. Well, I want to see if you turn it around, and I think the people at home do too. So let's go into game number 3 and see if Mana can do it. Can he pick up a map?
I must say, like, we didn't see everything there of game 2, but I do totally agree with everything that Mana said. Game 2 looked very solid, and if you would go up against that, I think that's where it indeed starts getting really scary. I agree with Mana's assessment of game 1.
This is very exciting to see. Now,
look at this.
AlphaStar is for the first time making that wall that we've been talking about. This is the normal standard for human players.
That's actually super interesting because despite the fact that in game 1 it didn't wall off and it still won, it seems like perhaps that's an adjustment that at least this agent felt like it should have made. I can see a very big difference between this AlphaStar and the one we saw 3 games ago.
No, you're certainly right about that. Now, some really nice micromanagement coming in from AlphaStar, forcing back, 3 stalkers versus 3 stalkers. Whoever can control better is going to take that advantage, and we see AlphaStar gets it.
I feel like Mana is trying to get these stalkers up the ramp, since AlphaStar has not shown a lot of fear up to this point, but this time AlphaStar is not committing going up the ramp, and the micro, I mean, the
really
micro
good
on these stalkers is incredibly effective.
Really, really good. That is top tier micro right there, pulling back the very injured stalkers with almost no health.
And look, it shows respect for the ramp this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to see that AlphaStar, after 200 years of practice, came up with the conclusion that Phoenixes are awesome.
Yes.
I agree then.
All right. Well, Mana gets out the Immortal. Mana also showing a very expert professional micro here. Mana was poking down, trying to push those stalkers back, threatening damage on them. So he actually saved his expansion, and he's got some strong tech. Yeah, it's not the Phoenix, but Immortals are very, very strong against stalkers.
Yep. Phoenix could potentially lift this Immortal, temporarily disable it to not let it participate in the battle, and then at that point AlphaStar's army would be a tiny bit stronger once again.
The one thing that's a little bit odd, I feel like, from AlphaStar, just lots and lots of stalkers and non-stop Phoenix production. It's not that bizarre, but you're playing against Immortals, so you could get a little bit nervous that those Immortals will really punish your stalker count.
That's very dangerous stalker movement there. Those sentries would have been a tiny bit closer. AlphaStar could have lost a lot of units there. Forceful does go down. The Phoenix is trying to get that War Prism, and it's something we see in professional soccer play very often.
Yeah, and some good micro. AlphaStar actually giving up on it because Mana pulled back the Warp Prism quickly enough that that would have been like an overcommitment of the Phoenixes. And now a second Stargate. That's a bit uncommon in this type of situation. Like, the Phoenixes are good here, but you don't feel like they're that good that you want 2 Stargates making them.
I feel like this AlphaStar is showing a lot more respect for force fields and ramps and movement in general.
Well, it comes in, and this is the big battle right now. Mana is going in, trying to get a kill here. The Phoenixes just lifting very important units, picking some of them off, taking them out of this battle, and Mana actually has to recall what he has left over. AlphaStar's decision-making so far in this game has actually been fantastic, only taking engagements when it knows it can win.
Also, lifting the sentries there is the absolute right play. Sentries don't have a lot of hit points, but do take extra damage from these Phoenixes. So that's the first unit you want to take out. And at this point, I think AlphaStar realizes that it's at so many units that it can just start lifting all the units of Mana on the other side of the map.
And definitely a bit of miss micro there as AlphaStar comes forward, but I don't think it matters. This is just too big of an army.
Phoenixes are very, very good units.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic game from AlphaStar so far. It looks like, you know, the game 2 looked very strong, but this game overall, it was like not exactly human play, but a lot of respect.
I would consider myself a good player, right? But I lost every single one of 5 games.
We're way ahead of what I thought we would do, given where we were 2 months ago. Just trying to digest it all, actually, but it's very, very cool. I think that progress has been unprecedented.
It's humbling knowing how many people are working on this project with StarCraft II, some of the top minds of the world.
These complexities are important to us because they're representative of something bigger. They're representative of challenges that face the whole of AI which haven't yet been solved.
I think everybody's just very excited to see what comes out of this, and hopefully that StarCraft is going to be a part of history when it comes to AI.
I'm from Finland and I have lived here for my whole life. This city where I live from is very small. We have only 5,000 people and you don't have too much stuff here. It's pretty much a countryside, so yeah, it's a small place and I kind of like Finland because it's very quiet.
This is it though, Tasteless. GSL versus the world, the all-star game of StarCraft II. We've had the 8 best players from around the world against the 8 best players from Korea for the last 4 days, and we're down to 2.